All right, first question. What's your favorite moment or memory from Athens High School?
I think mine is honestly, so my freshman year, we went to Disney World with the orchestra.
Definitely all the football games, just with everybody and all my friends and stuff.
Football season from this year, senior football season, being in the front of student section with all my friends. It's fun.
Senior year shutout versus Troy High.
I think my favorite moment was the USA game this year.
The first football game of the senior season.
Running the student section, like our football games, because that was super fun.
I really enjoyed all the student matinees that I did.
Athens Theater Company production of the Crucible.
One would be winning the state championship for soccer.
The soccer team won the state championship.
My junior year polo season was definitely one of my most favorite memories at Athens.
My favorite memory was going past the first day of districts my junior year for water polo.
Sophomore year, second semester, when I joined the yearbook. And then my second would be at Athens JVB soccer.
When I took chem with Mr. Bear, and one day he took the whole class outside to do sidewalk chalk.
I was down by the number for Charity Week this year. Charity Week.
For Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week. Definitely freshman and senior Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week when G-Slide performed on stage.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
I feel like everyone's going to say, like, Charity Week our senior year, but I feel like freshman year was cooler.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
Charity Week.
This year, when we revealed that we had raised over $180,000 for Ellie's house for Charity Week.
Definitely Charity Week this year.
Charity Week.
Charity Week for Charity Week. Charity Week.
Winning the dance competition.
Powder Puff and Homecoming and all those dances, and I don't know. There's different memories that are good.
Definitely Mr. Athens and doing the lip sync.
I'd say probably Fringe Fest. It's a lot of fun.
The diving season, the 2019 through the 2020 season, and meeting all new people.
Like every single moment was great for me because I learned a lot. I don't know. I learned new things just in random places in Athens, the random moments. So I can't really pick this moment was the favorite.
My favorite memory at Athens was going to LA junior year.
Perfect. All right. Is there one staff member that inspires you that you want to shout out?
It'd probably be Miss Rachel Peterson. She really helped me a lot through my classes.
Mr. Flessa.
My favorite staff member is Mr. Dawood.
Mr. Dawood.
Mr. Dawood.
Mr. Dawood, but I also love the safe eds.
I would say Miss Jamoa.
I gotta go Mr. V or Mr. Scott.
It would be between Mr. Bear and Mrs. Webb.
Miss Dodson, she's my favorite teacher of all time.
I have to say Mrs. Dodson.
Okay.
Great chemist teacher and great friend. I love her. She's a great teacher.
Mr. Quinn or Keolian.
Probably Mr. Monaco, because we have a pretty solid handshake. And if we were to walk in graduation, we probably would have done it.
And I feel like we made a lot of memories with all of them. Like you and I had Harrington together. We had Mr. V together. So it's just there's memories for each of them. I love Mr. Holder, Mr. V, Miss Hackla, Miss Feely was super great. There's a lot of great teachers there, but those are probably the top four that stand out.
Mr. Oudsma. Shout out Mr. O.
Definitely Miss Broski, because she really opened my eyes to the film industry.
Probably Broski. She really helped me out.
Okay, so I first wanted to shout out Miss Bergoglio. She's a yearbook advisor. She's my favorite woman at Athens. And then also, of course, you cannot forget Mr. Burns.
I'm going to have to go with Burns just because, film. He's
Yeah.
definitely been that person for me.
Definitely Mr. Burns.
All right, shout out to Mr. Burns.
And Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns all the way.
Mr. Burns was definitely mine. Miss Daniez.
Mr. Bear for sure. He's just so hardworking. And then Miss Cracchiolo as well. Mr. Erla always makes me laugh in the hallway. And I have to give a shout out to Miss Feely.
I've had Mr. Cable all 4 years of high school, and he's done a stellar job making me into a great musician and also just being a teacher who's always there for students.
I feel like all of the teachers and staff members at Athens have always been really supportive and helpful, and I've never really had any trouble with any of them.
I liked all of them. I think each of them had their own special meaning to me.
Mrs. Kovian.
Coach Klump.
Definitely Miss Peterson.
Either Miss Peterson or Miss Jamal. They were just really friendly, and they were always people I could rely on.
Probably just Mr. Ken.
Okay.
the typical choice because he's the best.
I believe that most people at Athens are good people, and if not all. So I really love all of these staff that we have.
Oh, Officer John Julian. He's just the best. I love seeing him, like, walking around the halls dancing.
Mrs. Webb.
Mr. Morton.
My favorite teacher was Miss Den. I was able to have her for 3 out of 4 years.
Mr. Keolian.
Miss Mills? I'd have to say Ron.
I would have to say that Senior Morton is one of my favorite teachers because I've had him all throughout high school, and he is such an awesome teacher in person.
Miss Meldrum. This year we got super close. I met her at registration, and I just started to get to know her, and I got to go to her wedding, which was really fun, and I just got to know her really well this year, and it was really great to like have somebody like her to talk to the whole year.
I'm gonna go Mr. Pudaloff.
I really appreciate the coaches.
I want to shout out Miss Walton. I've had her for 2 years now, and she's one of my favorite teachers.
Mrs. Cracchiolo.
Definitely Miss Chamawa.
Shout out to Mr. Flessa, Miss Dotson, Miss Eaton, and my 3 coaches.
All right, last question. What are your plans after high school?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing film after high school's over. Eventually, the plan is to be able to go to film school at one of the bigger schools.
After high school, I'm going to be playing hockey in the Knoll for the Austin Bruins in Austin, Minnesota.
I'm planning to attend IUPUI, which is in downtown Indianapolis, where I'm going to play soccer and major in exercise science.
I plan to go to Adrian College and participate in the lacrosse team.
I'm majoring in architecture at Kent State University.
I'm going to be going to Michigan State.
To Michigan State.
To Michigan State.
Michigan State.
To Michigan State.
Michigan State University. I'll be at Michigan State next year.
I'm going to go to Michigan State University.
I'm going to go to Michigan State.
I'm going to Michigan State University.
Michigan State University.
I'll go to MSU.
I'm going to MSU.
I'm going to MSU for business.
After high school, I plan to go to Michigan State.
Going to Michigan State, and I'm going to study psychology.
I will be attending Michigan State to study psychology.
I plan on going to Michigan State and majoring in journalism.
I'm going to Michigan State next year, and I'll be majoring in nutritional sciences. I'm studying aerospace engineering next year at Michigan State through the Honors College.
I'm going to Bowling Green State University. It's like an hour and 30 minutes south of here.
I'm going to attend college at Bowling Green University in Ohio.
I have recently committed to Loyola University Chicago.
I plan to go and do business at OCC.
OCC. Probably going to go to OCC for 2 years.
Going to OCC for a year to try and figure stuff out, and I'm going to apply for the Disney College program. So if I do that, I'll be going there from January to May, which I think would be a really cool experience.
I'm going to go to Oakland University.
Planning to go to Oakland, get my undergrad in pre-med, and then go to University of Michigan for neurosurgery.
I'm going to major in vocal performance at Oakland University, classical opera singing and stuff like that.
I'm going to Grand Valley next year for college.
I plan on attending Grand Valley.
I'm planning on going to Grand Valley and majoring in nursing.
I am going to attend the University of Michigan and study economics with a minor in business management.
We're both going to Ohio State, and we're both studying biology.
Yeah, I'm going to Central.
I'm going to Central.
We're both going to Central.
I plan on going and getting my cosmetology license and then going on to pre-med.
I'm going to study abroad with music and business management at Ferris State.
I will be attending Butler University and will major in health sciences with a minor in Spanish and playing soccer there.
It's going to be college. I didn't choose which university I'm going to go yet.
Well, after high school, I'm going to go to Central. I'm studying elementary education at Central Michigan.
After high school, I'm going to Central to pursue teaching.
Hold on. Can the teacher say something?
Yeah, of course. What's your favorite moment of the Athens class of 2020?
There are so many memories about the class of 2020.
When we went to Los Angeles for the TV class, and it happened to be all 2020 kids.
The charity week reveal, the pep assembly.
Charity week. We obviously have a tremendous amount of bright students. Academics is a success that your class has been very capable of maintaining at the highest level.
This is the school I get to end up in that
they thank administrators for doing their job, and I knew right then that this was the place that I wanted to be.
Whether it's like stopping by in the morning to just say hi or chatting in the hallway.
After the charity week assembly, once the total had been unveiled and the whole senior class came running down.
Soccer team won the state championship, which is what a thrill for those guys. And then also, like, I know because I coach girls lacrosse that our team we had 10 seniors.
A class of mine decided that they wanted to play bingo of common terms that I said during class.
By far, one of my favorite memories for the class of 2020 is when we went to LA.
It always brings back to charity week and just all the cool things that that are involved with that.
So the class of 2020 has done some amazing things in Athens TV. They've won so many awards and so many great projects that have come out of it. And I can't wait to see the next wave of inspiration from everything that you've done this year.
On Charity Week at Athens earlier this year, I was very excited and very fortunate to be in the auditorium for the final pep rally when the final number was unveiled, and that was a pretty spectacular moment. So that's probably my favorite moment so far with dealing with the school as a whole this year.
Are there any students or classes that really touched your heart over the years that you want to give a shout out to?
Just all the kids that I had in class, especially my TV kids, all the kids that played soccer.
Noah Scudder, Allie Leonard, Maddie Fair being a few of them, and then with cross country, Matt Califf and Emily Tay.
I am beyond proud of you, who you are, and what you have to offer the world.
Two of the best shows of my 47-year career. And those shows were led by two gentlemen, Zach Gurgel and Dominic Minchella.
Zach Sinutko, dozens and dozens of other kids. I have 100 seniors right now.
My time with them, I cherish that opportunity. As a counselor, we work in different roles.
I know my go-to are Chloe and Lindsay. They just welcomed me with open arms, and they came to my wedding, which was incredible.
I have to give a shout out to all the students who took organic chemistry with me, both last year and this year.
Okay, well, I want to give a shout out to Addie. Also, a shout out to Kevin and Tanzila.
I really loved my school store kids. And of course, my senior lacrosse players.
Brendan, because I saw him pretty much every day walking to school. Andre, because on Mondays, when I asked what happened over the weekend, Andre always had a crazy story.
Like the film and lit classes always have a really special place in my heart.
Obviously, Bob Dowd and Principal Laura Dixon, Mrs. Meldrum, and Mr. Monapko.
Davis, Jake Wood, Paul, Max DeLong. AJ, Rasa, and Will Graham would be heartbroken if I didn't mention their names, so we don't want that. So AJ and Will, your presence at Athens, it's going to be missed, and I wish you guys and just the rest of the senior class nothing but the best.
I want to give a shout out to the three winners this year of the Thomas Butcher Award, Zach Sinutko, Maddie Strachan, and Grace Jew.
And the last question, what is one piece of advice that you would give to the graduating class of 2020?
My advice to the class of 2020, you're smart, you're creative, you're resilient. Be who you are.
One bit of advice that I would love to give the seniors is to keep true to yourself.
I'm hoping one of the silver linings is that at such a young age you learn how precious everything is. I think a society was at a danger of really taking things for granted.
Stay on course. And don't let negative people affect your choice if it's something you believe in.
We don't have to be in a giant rush, and we should appreciate where we are today.
That you're celebrated every day by those of us who have had an opportunity to work with you.
Whatever you do with your whole heart.
I think the one piece of advice I'd give is that there's going to be a lot of people in life who say you can't do things, either can't do them or don't do them. And unless they're either dangerous or illegal, I say do it twice and always make sure you take pictures.
My advice for the class of 2020 would be to live life to the fullest and take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way.
Don't take anything for granted. If there's an opportunity, seize on it now.
Make a decision of what you want to do, and whatever that decision is, put your whole heart into it.
That nothing in life is ever guaranteed. You need to make sure you're taking the most out of every opportunity.
I think one of the most valuable things that anyone can ever have is persistence.
All right, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2020. Exciting to be graduating.
And I know it's been a tough graduation and a tough end of the school year, but congrats, class of 2020, and very excited for you guys, very excited for what you're going to do, and have a great time enjoying it.
Seniors of 2020, I'm rooting for you. Know that you guys always have people at Athens supporting you and cheering you on, and I wish you guys nothing but the best.
If it's good, it's wonderful. If it's bad, it's experience. And I wish the class of 2020, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Okay. Well, the class of 2020, you are absolutely living in a historic time, and you are always going to remember your senior year, and probably for different reasons than you ever imagined you would. But I don't want that to discourage you any more than it probably already has. I know it's been very difficult to not have the closing few months of school and to celebrate all the wonderful things that we get to do as high school seniors. You really are a special class, and this is something that's going to be a part of your lives forever. In fact, we'll look back at the history books and we'll always look back at the class of 2020. So I commend you guys for working through this, having to spend the last few months working online and at home and not out with your friends doing prom, having graduation ceremonies, at least in the normal time frame, and all the other things you get to do on a regular basis as a senior. You're fantastic for getting this far, and I really am proud of all of you.